Hello everyone, I'm CMA Kirtana. Welcome to my channel again. So, as promised, I will start sharing my experiences of each and every attempt, what challenges I faced, what did I do to get past through them. So, the first attempt of my intermediate was in 2013. Okay, so in 2012, I finished my engineering, after which I had no job. I had nothing to do much as such, so I started preparing. So I had nothing at all. I was at my parents' place. She was taking my mother was taking care of everything, but my level of seriousness on a scale of 1 to 10 was around 4 or 5. I was not very serious, and that point in time I did not know the importance. Basically, I just got out and I thought, okay, fine, let me not be free and start this course. The reason I chose is a completely different subject, which I will maybe share later. Okay, so depending on the level of my seriousness, my result was like that. Okay, so I did try to get I got pass marks, but I couldn't get aggregate. So to clear the group in 4 groups, you need to get an aggregate of 50%. So I got around 47, 46. So it was like that, 1 or 2 marks difference in each of the subject. And yeah, I didn't get it. After which, luckily, or destiny, I just went into a campus drive, and I got a job. I started working in Accenture as a software engineer, and after around 4 or 5 months of working there, so I left this completely. And after 4 or 5 months of working, I started loving finance. The I didn't like much of my job, to be very frank. So I tried to give my 100%, but no, I couldn't do very well. So I thought, okay, fine, let me just keep giving my attempts. So I didn't prepare much, because we don't get much of leave. So I just gave an attempt. I just tried to study. When I got back from office, I tried to learn some topics here and there. And after a year and a half, no that that's what when things changed. My perspective changed. In spite of trying very hard, I didn't do very well, and which was being expressed that I'm not very good at my job, which generally I don't like. So that was my biggest failure that I was facing. Like I felt, so I left my job, and I took a bold step. I left it, and at that point in time, that was when I got married. Okay, so I left my job on 17th of Jan. I got married on 22nd of Jan. So it was very bold of me that I left a secure job. I got into studying, but my husband was very supportive. So he let me do what I wanted to do. So all these experiences, I realized where I am lacking is the foundation, the basic. Okay, so I needed a strong foundation. So I joined coaching classes, and thanks to my sir, he actually explained me what should I do, what steps should I take to get past through it. Okay, he said, okay, I before I gave two groups at a time. So depending on the time that you have, and depending on the topics and where you stand and how much knowledge you have to first, before taking a decision of how many groups you're giving or what subjects you're going to take, just try to analyze where you stand and how many months are left for your examination. For example, take a subject, and in that, if you open a book and you just turn around your pages, try to understand what topic you know, what topic you don't. And if you think that you are yet to learn this and you are yet to practice, practice is very important, and you need to have time for practice. Though you understand the topic, practicing is important. So go through that. It's okay if you don't give two groups at a time. It's okay, just go slow. Okay, because you have responsibilities. So as a married woman, I had to take care of my household activities, right? So he said, okay, now Kirtana, you don't have to pressurize so much on giving two groups at a time and finish. In that case, you will only end up giving attempt after attempt after attempt, and you'll not finish both the groups. Just do justice, okay? If you don't have time at all for the one group, also try for planning an exemption, okay? So for students, I'll not suggest that. See, you guys have time, you guys have support. So for you, if you're planning for ranks, go for two groups. If you have time, go for two groups. But people who are working, people who have other things to do, try for exemption. Work on one subject if you don't have time to work on four subjects together. Okay, so that way you plan your things. So if you want to give an attempt and you have 2 months, just plan it, how you're going to do it, what is your strong, understand your strong topics. Like for example, you're good in law, or you're good in costing. Understand that, try to plan an exemption or try to compensate. For example, you know a subject a little bit and you know one more, so you might get 60 or 70 in one subject, you might get 40 in one subject. Get a pass mark, balance out, okay, balance out to be 50. Plan like that and keep studying. uh, Coming to the other part, so after I joined the coaching class, I gave one group at a time, group 1 and group 2. And group 1, I got an exemption in one subject, and after which in the next attempt I cleared group 1. And in the next attempt, I already had an exemption in group 2, because I was an engineering student, which I can apply for. So I had only 3 subjects. So in 2016, I finished the group 2. So 2015 to be precise, I joined coaching classes, and in 2015 and 16 together with 3 attempts, I finished my intermediate. So what challenges did I face in terms of subject? Yeah, these were the challenges I faced. I'll explain maybe in the other topics, subject by subject, how did I prepare, what did I do. But in terms of personally, when it comes to people, uh, yeah, it was difficult. People were kind of questioning, why did you do, you left your job. They were trying to kind of put me down, which I did not take it as a negative thing. I wanted to prove that okay, I can do it. They started questioning my choices, because you're not okay. I was never a first ranker in my school or college. I was a good student, but I was never a rank holder kind of a person. So they were like, when you do CA or CMA, you have to be extremely clever. And now that you've done your job, and you've come out of your study track, and then now you're doing it. People who do it with intermediate couldn't finish it. I got all those kind of things from relatives or friends or whoever. Okay, so at that point I decided that, why are they telling that? Okay, so I wanted to prove. I took it as a challenge. I wanted to show them that it was hard coming, listening to all those things. But I decided that, no, I'm not going to let this get into my head. And I took a help of few books during that time, which I will share. I'll tell you about those books and what I learned. But more and all, I didn't try to get all that into my head. I was very, very, very clear that, I wanted to finish it. In one way, they did not put me down. They gave me a reason to, finish it and clear it out. So in fact, I would say the journey till intermediate, finishing intermediate or being semi qualified was easy. The challenge started after I started preparing for my final, which I will share in my upcoming videos. Thank you for listening.